this year he's 62.
18歳より
And from the age of 18
41歳まで
to the age of 41,
ビジネスのように一緒に生活しました。
he lived with the founder as if he were an uchideshi during that period.
大先生の直接の弟子は大勢います。
There are a lot of students that are a lot of teachers that are direct students of O-sensei.
大先生が教えたようにやってる人は少ない。
But there's a lot of people that have not continued to follow a tradition, I guess.
別に悪いんではない。
And this isn't a bad thing.
私の場合は、私の道場は大先生の道場。
His dojo is O-sensei's.
私は教わった通りやらないからね。
So he needs to do exactly what he learned from O-sensei.
皆さんは自由です。
Everyone has their own freedom.
素晴らしい先生もたくさんいます。
And there's a lot of great teachers out there.
どうかそのたくさんの先生の技も勉強してください。
So please study with a lot of different teachers.
それは正しいことです。
And that's the correct thing.
そして私が守っている大先生さえが参考になればとても嬉しい。
And if you could research what he is intending to protect about O-sensei's training, he would be happy.
そういうことで、大先生のスタイル 100% 提供します。
And he hopes to practice 100% the style that he learned from
今
O-sensei.
日は正面上を間違えます。
He's going to first do Shomenuchi today.
正面上をずっとやると1週間ぐらいかかります。
If he were to do all the techniques from Shomenuchi, it would take a week.
今日は大切なところだけこうやります。
What he's going to try to do today is just the important places.
2回目の稽古は後ろ技をやります。
And the second class will be Ushiro Waza.
正面時は先生によってみんな違います。
For Shomenuchi, it's different according to the teacher.
大先生もこう変わってきて、
And O-sensei had a lot of different ways.
最初の弟子と最後の弟子と違うところがある。
For example, the students that trained with him in different periods of time were different.
僕たちはどっちの最初の頃の教えた技も我々にとって非常に大切です。
And what's important is for him to know all those periods of
だか
training.
ら古い先輩のテクニックが私にとってとても参考になります。
So what he also likes to participate in is old, like for example, old style.
最初に大先生の教えは最初に体の稽古から始まります。
So this was the first teaching in that first period from O-sensei, and he started with Tai no Henko.
毎日の稽古は体の稽古から始まります。
Every day they started with Tai no Henko.
体の転換ってまさに同じことです。
And the term Tai no Henkan was
転換。
Tenkan was the term that they used in the old
大
days.
先生は転校です。
He would use that word,
ここにも書いてある。
and it's in a book.
転換は新しい言葉です。
Tenkan is a
意
new
味は同
word,
じです。
but the meaning is the same.
これは足は裏技の基本の束に。
The footwork is the same as Urawaza, the body movement for Urawaza.
丁寧にやってください。
Please do it cleanly, clearly.
まず、合気道の基本は掴まれてから持つ。
First, what the basic is after you've been grabbed, you move.
掴まれてから持つ。
After you've been grabbed, you move.
掴まれる時にしゃがめるってやりない。
And don't put power into it before they grab you.
いけないって自分が損する。
The reason why is you're already deciding something on your own.
掴まれてから気を入れるとこれで質の稽古に。
So one practice that you can do is for someone to grab you and then put ki into it.
掴まれたんではその稽古ができない。
But you can't do that particular practice, if they grab and you've already extended.
一回の稽古を損する。
So you can only do one practice then.
我慢しといて
So you let them grab you.
これで一つの
That's one practice.
二つの剣が
And then twice.
これでその気の入れ方がわからない
If you put power into the beginning, you don't learn how to put your ki into it.
こう先生いつもしっかりつかめて
So O-sensei also always did this firm type of training.
はいどうぞね正面正面これと同じ
This is the same footwork.
こう見る
You look over there.
正面正面向こうに
Look over there.
昔の体の変更は
In the old days, the Taino Henko went like that.
最初は岩間に来てこんな
But when the founder came to Iwama, he fixed it to become like that.
一つの手でやると
If you do it with one hand,
お腹はこっ
your center is over there,
ち手は向こう
and your hand is over there,
こうなってしまう
and that's what you
それ
become.
で強い
Then if he's strong,
ない
you won't be able to bring him over.
そして返すは剣のように
So then what the founder did was he did it as if he was holding a sword.
これでいくらこれで問題なく
No matter how much he pulls right there, it's no problem.
これでやる
Right there, he won't come.
でこうなる同じ
So that's the same.
向こうに
Look over there.
こっちに行け
Don't look towards your partner.
180度
Turn 180 degrees.
最初の最後の時です
And that was the last form that the founder had.
最初はきれいな形を作る
So we're going to start with a very clean form.
正しいきれいな形から強い合気道ができる
So you create strong Aikido from a very clean form. Now we're going to do Kino Nagare.
昔は三段以上にならないとうちの兄の稽古は人がせなかった
In the old days, you couldn't do Kino Nagare unless you were Sandan and above.
今はやります
But these days we do.
他の先生もやってるから私もやります
A lot of other teachers are doing it, so he's doing it too.
体操は基本にできないっていう人がたくさんいる
There are some people that say he can only do basics,
そう腕のつながりも応用の技も変化の技もできます
but he can also do variations and advanced techniques in Kino Nagare.
愛の稽古ですね今度は相対する
So this time you meet your partner.
今日だけは掴んでいきます
When you put your hand out, they come to grab.
何もないとこ掴むのはない空気
So
がいいです
if there's nothing there, you're not going to grab. You wouldn't grab the air.
相手の手が出てきたら掴む
So when the hand goes out, then you go and grab.
こういう時何もない
If you go like that, then there's
こういう時
nothing.
何もない
Nothing there.
手を出したら
So because he puts his hand out, then you grab.
掴みに来るから払う
Because he comes to grab, you open up. You wouldn't just do it like that without any
掴みに来
reason.
たのこうやってしまう
So there wouldn't be any reason.
それで技なんです
Then you understand.
だから技の稽古は誰もがああそうかと分かるように
So it's important to practice so that anyone would say, oh, now I understand.
相手の技は合理的です
Aikido techniques are practical.
見たら分かる
When you watch them, you can see that.
ああ見てたら盗まれる
And when you see it, you should be able to steal it.
だから王先生は犬飼いは大嫌いだから
So O-sensei didn't like demonstrations
技を盗まれたらわしは嫌いだ
because he would say just like that, I don't want to get my techniques stolen from me.
先生は終わったんですもうそして相手を楽しむ時が来たんです
So they would say to him, the war is over. Now everybody's enjoying Aikido. You don't have to worry about that.
じゃあね王先生は基本の技を盗まれるようにごまかしてやった
So sometimes he would sort of cheat with his techniques so that people couldn't steal his techniques.
強めにもきちっとやった技は一つもない。
So when you look at the videos, you know, a lot of times you can't see really clearly.
盗まれないように覚えられないようにやる。
So a lot of times he did things so people wouldn't be able to steal the techniques.
これも三段以上の技。
So this is really after third dan.
手を出す、掴みに。
Put your hand down, he comes to grab.
そしてこの流れでこの
Even if it's, whether it's kinonagari or kihon, you still are solid at the end.
開いてこの流れで武道にならない。
So you won't, you need to be solid there.
合気道は武道です。
Aikido is a martial art.
半身が完全でないと合気道にならない。
If you're not completely in a proper stance, it's not Aikido. That's the stance.
右と左が変わるだけ。
So you just change your right and left feet. Just change to right and left.
変な
That's a strange stance.
足を直さなくてはならない。
You need to fix your legs then.
半身は前の足に後ろがこう乗っかってる。
You need to line up your back foot with your front foot.
前の足がこうなってると腰が回らない。
If your front foot turns like that, you won't be able to turn your hips.
半身や
That's the stance.
武器技やるとよくわかります。
When you do weapons, you'll understand.
腰の働きは2つの足にある。
So the movement of the hips comes from the two legs.
頭の働きは2つの手にある。
And the movement of the brain, you know, follows into the hands. That's what O Sensei said. So Taino Henko becomes like that with the feet.
今度これ気の流れでやります。
Now we're going to do kinonagare.
昔は気の流れは3段以上の技です。
In the old days, you did kinonagare from third degree black belt and up.
ところが東京では初心者から気の流れをやって、
But in some places, beginners do kinonagare from the start.
今までも気の流れはやります。
And we do kinonagare in Iwama,
要するに順序が段階
but,
が
but there's levels to it.
最初は基本の稽古です。
First, we do basics.
最初は基本の稽古。そしてで気の流れ。
Then we do movement, kinonagare.
相対します。手を
We
出す。
meet our partner and put our hand out, and he comes to grab.
この動きで
And we blend with that movement.
正しい感じ。
That's the correct stance.
強い強い。
Strong stance.
はいどうも。
If you don't do Morotidori Kokyu-ho, you won't get strong.
捕まれて動けなくては武道は始まらない。
And you can't start martial arts if you've been grabbed and you can't move.
捕まれてできません。
So you've been grabbed and you say, I can't do it.
そんではもう稽古やり始めます。
But then you won't be able to practice.
まず方法がある。
There's a method.
すぐ捕まれても
Even if you're grabbed strongly, don't use strength there.
簡単にできる合わせ方がある。
There's an easy way to blend.
それは三味だから。三味
And this is also from the stance.
三味だから。三味。
From the stance.
三味だから腰が上に回る。
Because you're in stance, you can turn your hips. Right there, you can turn his hips.
腰の働きは2つの足にある。
So the work of the hips gets transferred into the legs.
頭の働きは1つの手にできる。
And the work of the brain gets transferred into the hands.
いつも力。
This was like a saying that O Sensei had.
正面。これは剣も体重もない。
So Ken and sword or taijutsu is the same.
一人で大勢を考える。
And think in terms of having a lot of different attackers.
これも同じ。
This is the same.
100% 同じ。
100% it's the same.
はい、よろしくお願いします。こうやって正面。
So all do it shomanuchi.
力いっぱい。力いっぱい入れられても、
So even if you're grabbed very strongly,
自分に向くのはここに合わせるから。
it's the blend right there that does it.
下に引いたりしたら動きない。
You won't be able to move if you push or pull right there.
これに合わせてここを中心にして、
So you make that the
ここ
center
から回すように
and blend with it.
腰を戻して、
Drop your hips.
左半身から右
So
半
from
身。
left side hamni to right side hamni,
全然この無理がない。
and there should be no strain there.
バーン、すぐそこにもいない。
No strain at all.
受け身上げです。
Don't do a kemi because we're crowded.
3回でやっていいんですね。
And 3 times on each side.
力入れないで掴ま
So don't put any power into it first.
せて。
Let
そ
them
の
grab.
ベクトするね。
Then go ahead and put key into it.
前の足の脇に足を。
Go to the side of his front leg
右半身から左半身。
and go from right side hamni to left side hamni.
はい。はい。
Second time.
はい。3回目こう。
Third time, go ahead and stretch him that way.
ノーケビ。ノーケビ。はい。はい。はい。はい、どうぞね。これもやはり半身から
This also starts with the stance.
正面。
So the footwork is like that.
こんな感じ。左半身から右半身に変わります。
We change from left side stance to right side stance.
で、向こうを見たまま、
And then as you're looking in that direction,
受け身はいいです。3回。
don't do kemi. You just do 3 times.
ここまで。
Go that far.
最初はしっかり掴んでくださ
So at first, grab really strong.
い。で、動けなかったら2回目は
They can't move, then the second time, grab a little bit lighter.
2回向こうに回
Look over there.
す。で、3回。ここまで。
Just that far.
大先生はこう言った。
Oh, Sensei said this.
この手とこの手を平行にしなさい。
Make your arm parallel with your partner's arm.
そして同じ方を見なさい。
And look in the same direction.
でもそれだけじゃできない。
But if you can't do it unless you do those
あ
things.
とが
There's an angle,
だから肩も肘も腰も気持ちも下げるようにして
so your shoulder and elbow and hip drop down
回って
as you turn in a circular manner beside your partner and look the other direction.
これが剣の体育なんですね。
So it's the same as the form with sword.
で今日は合気道入門するとまず正面打ちが当てられる。
So we're going to do today Shomanuchi as if everyone is just starting.
昔の柔術はこうした今大統領もやってるパッと打って
In the old style, and Daitoryu is doing this now, that's how they did Shomanuchi.
時々怪我する。
Every once in a while, the thumb will get injured there because you're catching it that way.
で王選手は違う。
O Sensei was
自
different.
分から
He initiated.
これ受けなかったら
If he did not block that, he would get hit.
パッとこう
So that's why he blocks it.
大きく振る。パッといかれる。
Big move up, and you just move in that way.
昔打ってたら
In the old days, that's what they did. That's what Daitoju does now. O-sensei was different. He did
これはで
this.
きないというそんな
So you really can't do that. It's a little bit dangerous.
はいこう
Right there, when they attack from the front, they come in with one
あの
point.
先生もみんな打ってこらしてやってる先生がたくさんいます
There are some teachers, Aikido teachers, that also do that. They draw the person in.
間違ってないんです
And that's not a mistake.
大先生も昔はそういう結構やった
O-sensei in the old days did that.
だから今の時代は違う
During the time that he was in Iwama, it was different.
パッと間に合わない
He would,
やられる
he would get in really fast for that.
打ってくる終わ
Is it finished?
るそれはできない
So really, they can't do
や
that.
られてしまう
They would be hit right there. So then at that time he changed,
受けなかったら
and the person, the Nage initiated.
これに変わっ
That changed.
た50年前は
50 years ago,
表がもう口から打っていて
from 50 years ago, Omote Waza
ただ裏技は
started with the
一
Nage.
緒やってて
But Urawaza, they let the attacker come in and blend it to the
だ
side.
から今まではもう表も裏もこっちから
But at the time that he was in Iwama, he did Omote and Ura as the initiator.
したらですと振りがこからやられるんです
So if they opened up right there, they're open.
そして2つの手と足
And then the two hands and the foot need,
一緒ですから
need to work together as
バ
one.
ラバラでは
If you just do that, just with that hand is wrong.
これは強い人に負けてしまう
You'll lose to a strong person.
これも強い人に負けてしまう
That also. So that's why that foot comes forward there.
もう何もできない
Now he can't do anything.
だからこの3つが全部一緒でなければならない
So you need to have those three happening at the same time.
それは大勢本に書いてあります
That's written in O-sensei's book.
2つの手足
Use both feet and
同時にしよう
both hands moving in the same time.
これでも
He won't be able to move.
これが出なかったらダメ
If that leg did not come in, that's wrong.
だからこの手とこの手一緒に
So the hand and the foot needs to move together.
これで
So,
気持ちを取ります
so the feeling is drawing your partner out
そしてこれは合わ
and then blend.
せこれは合わせそしてこの足で相手をバランスする
Then with that foot stepping in, you take your partner's balance.
そしてこっちを
Grab there.
こうしたんだよな
Don't grab there.
あ、面白い。今度の合気ニュースにたくさんの先生の一挙のお話が出ます。
In the next Aikido News, there's a lot of talk about different ikkyos from different
ニュー
senseis.
スはたくさんの先生に一挙についてお願いします。
He asked, Stanley Brennan asked a lot of different teachers how they did ikkyo.
だから多分みんな一挙について書いて出します。
So now everyone, maybe all those teachers will write a little bit about ikkyo and send it in.
そしてこれを掴んで腰をひねって前の下
Grab there, twist your hips, and bring it down in front of you. So
前の下に
it's in front and down.
こうやったらとても悪いんですよ。
If he's away from you like that, he'll be able to just walk away.
だから前の下に押さえ
So in front and down.
そしてからその足が大きく出て
Then that foot goes way in, big step in.
そしてこの足を持って
And then that leg comes in.
出てはいけない。
Don't move it in, don't step in. If you step in like that, he'll be able to counter.
絶対出てはいけない。
So that leg can't do a regular step in.
前の
Forward, down and in front.
そしてこう押さえ
Then pin like that.
大体はまっすぐなの
So that the arm needs to be coming straight out of his back.
この足が出るとこの手に返って
If his leg came forward, the arm would come forward and he would counter it.
これが大きなの一挙です。
That's O-sensei's ikkyo. 1,
2、
2,
3、
and 3.
3で決まる。
So you finish it on 3.
はい、どうぞ。そして必ずこちら側を掴む。
So then grab from there.
こう掴んでやったら
Don't grab
必
there.
ずこの内側を掴んで
So you need to grab the inside of the arm
前の下に押す。
and go down and in front.
こうやって押さえたら向こう向いて歩きます。
Right there, he'd just walk away.
ある。だから必ず前の下、
So you need to go in front and down.
前の下に押さえる。大きく半切れてる。
And then a big move in with your humney.
この足が出過ぎると
If that leg goes too far in, that's what he does.
この足が小さいので
If that footwork is small, then to adjust, you bring that leg in too big, and then he counters it.
これではいけないって言った。
So don't bring that leg in at all.
基本の技はあまりこそ足は出ない。
For the basics, you don't step a whole lot with your feet.
3、これで
Right there, it's decided, it's finished.
この大きな文字も書いてある。これ
And this is written in O Sensei's book to bring the arm out of the body at that degree.
こう書いてある。
Right there, he'll be able to counter it.
でここに人をここに
And then bring your knee right into there.
こうやって言うとこう曲がらないです。
Right there, he'll be able to turn.
どうしてもまっすぐか今度はちょっと
So it seems like he needs to have his arms straight out.
一緒呼び出し
Those 3, draw them out, blend, and step forward.
ここで足が出ると後ろ払いです。
If that leg goes in right there, you'll get countered to the rear.
こうしていく。
So you need to do
これから
that.
出る。
Then come in.
はい、どうぞ。
This is the Yoruwaza for Shomanuchi Ikkyo.
手技は同じ半身、相半身という
For Omote Waza, you start in the same stance called Ai Hamni.
右半
Right side on both sides. You start from there.
身。裏技は逆の半身から。
But Uruwaza, you start from the opposite stance.
だからこれもこれでは強い人にこうされる。
So if you do that, you'll get blocked by a strong person.
ところが合わせが
But you've got the blend.
これは
Right there is. Right there, your partner can block you.
ところが
But you've got the hip and the blend.
こうじゃない。
Don't do that. There.
そして丸とかに
And then hit in a circular manner. Go over there.
この人は引っ張っても来ない。
So if he pulls him, he won't come. Don't let him come.
引っ張っても来ない。ね、こっちから
More strength. Don't let him.
ね、
Pulls.
こうしてる。
But if he just
こうしてる。
like that, he'll go.
これでこ
Right there, he won't come pulling.
うしてる。
But right there in a circular manner, he will.
たまに。角度が
There's an angle.
崩しが
You've got the taking the balance.
下手切りが
Don't just do it with your hand.
これじゃ来ない。
Right there, they won't come.
これじゃ来ない。
With this, he won't come. Just
これ
hang.
じゃ来ない。
Right there, he just won't
だ
come.
けど腰が入れてこうしてる。
But with your hip, you do that.
わかる？
Do you understand?
その合わせ方、角度、
So that's the way of blending and the angle
正しい半身。
and using your hips. And now he's using the correct stance.
ここからこ
From here, do this.
う。だから またこういう死ぬまでやってもダメ。
If you do it like that, if you do it like that, you could do that until you die and it'll be wrong.
はい、どうぞ。今日は実に面白くない。
So Ikkyo really isn't very interesting.
どうしてこんなことやるんだろうと思って。
So he used to think, why do we have to do this?
僕は空手から相手に入ったから。
He came into Aikido from karate,
やっぱり理解できなかった。
and he couldn't understand.
でも一教をやらなかったら二教に入れない。
But if you don't do Ikkyo, then you can't go into Nikkyo,
三教にも四教にも入る。
or into Sankyo or Yonkyo.
もうちょっとなっても一教はやらなきゃならない。
So then you have to really do some Ikkyo.
でいろいろと分かってきます。
And then you'll understand a lot of different things.
表技だったり正面にたくさんの技があります。
There's a lot of different techniques from Shomanuchi.
全部はできませんが、
He can't do all of them, but
今度裏技に入る。
now we'll go into
裏技
Urawaza.
は肺の変更と逆反味から始めます。
So Urawaza starts with Gyaku or opposite Hamne.
これもこれでは払われてしまう。
Right there, if you just are there, you can get countered.
関係ある。こういったさて。だから呼び出し合わせ。
So those three things again, calling them out.
実はここに来る。
And the balance, taking the balance is there.
これも払えない。
He won't be able to come back on you then.
足の半身と腰を見てください。
So look at his footwork and his hips.
この時に
At this time, you do that.
これないの。
He won't be able to do anything then.
だから2つの手と足。
So we need the two hands and the foot.
同じないと。
It needs to be at the same time.
そしてね、例えばこの人の手、引っ張っても来ない。
For example, if he pulls there, he won't come. He does that.
数のも
There's an angle to it.
この人は強いモンスター。
This person is strong and is a monster.
これだ。
So you can do it. You can do it with there.
頑張れ。後でアイスクリームを送る。
He'll give you ice cream later on.
あ、こうします。ね。
So go like that.
これが大変。
That's very important.
そして、またこういったら、バーッてやる。
So if you just do that, then you'll get countered
相
back.
手は逆襲っていうのを。
He would be able to go back. He should be able to think about going back at any time.
この時に、
That time,
伸ばす。
that needs to extend that arm.
あ、そういうです。
Turn your
ね
hips.
そしてそれ以外は引っ張っても来ないけどこういったから
So if you pull right there, he won't come, but because you're doing that, he won't be able to do anything.
どうで表裏の基本に表裏とやります。
So we're doing omote for basic. We're doing the omote and ura.
技としてはこの真ん中まで
And then there's a middle to that.
これが
You have that.
こういうこれがそれから古い裏技を開きます。
Then this is an old technique right there. You let them attack you.
これは前の裏ですね。
That was an old urawaza.
どちらも変更したら一番いい。
No matter which one you do, that's good.
ただ今まで時代の最初の基本は表も裏もどちらか。
The basic that old sensei did while he was in Iwama was this one. Went around for ura like
だから
that.
正面じゃないけど四方投げも
And
あれはここからこう入る。
Shionagi also, before he did this,
今でもそうやってる先生がいます。
and there's a lot of teachers that do this,
絶対間違っていない。そうやってる
and it's absolutely not a mistake at all.
本にもそう書いてある。
It's written in the book also.
ところが僕が入門しました1946年から。
So this is 1946. 46, when he entered the
そ
dojo,
の時まだそうやった。
he was still doing it that way.
入れない。
And then sometimes he couldn't get in.
こうやる。呼吸法。
So then
だからこ
he went like that with
う。その時
kokyuho.
も入れない。
So sometimes even then he couldn't get in.
お腹の力を利用する。
So then he would always say, oh, use the power from your center.
それから間もなく、いかん。
And then you have to do it he would say, do it in an instant.
すごいですよね。
Go from the side and in a diagonal.
そうなってから塩粉投げがある。
So doing that made shionage a little bit easier. Grabon morote. One hand mark.
昔はここからいいですから塩粉投げ入って。
So from there, put a lot of power into it.
いいね。これ角度変えていくんですか。
So he's gonna kind of explain the angle.
入らない。
He wouldn't be able to come in like this is the old way.
問題ない。
But right there, it's no problem. There's an angle.
頑張れ。こちらです。はい。
One more time. That-
昔の方法でここから入らない。
So on the old days, you couldn't get in there with two people like this.
お腹の力さえ入らない。
And even using the power of your center.
角度を変えてから問題ない。
But if you have your angle there, then it's no problem.
はい。そう直した。
So with your body movement.
そのように変えま
So it changed according
す。そ
to
して
that.
大道場には半身が基本では欲しいね。
And in Daito Ryu, the Hamni is taught like that.
相手から入れます。半身が欲しいね。
Aikido, from the time that you start, you're taught that other Hamni.
大道場には素晴らしい手を使う技がたくさんあります。
And there's a lot of incredible techniques that Daito Ryu do using their hands.
呼吸法として欲しいね。
They don't teach kokyu ho per se.
呼吸法としていろんな区別をしてほしい。
And what O-sensei did was he used the kokyu ho to teach from.
いつも一人で大手を考えた体さばきがあります。
And he's got a body, O-sensei had a body movement where he was thinking of many different attackers.
そして賢者を変えるのであります。
And then there was the relationship between Keninjo and Taijutsu.
僕が研究した結果、これらのものは大道場には基本としてない。
So those things just aren't in Daito Ryu.
だから大先生の合気道は今は完全な合気道なんです。
So O-sensei's Aikido was completely those things.
大道には随分お世話になったよ。
He learned a lot of things from Daito Ryu.
岩間時代の合気道は大先生の合気道。
And the things that he learned from O-sensei when he was in Iwama is great
正
Aikido.
面に力を持ってからだ。ここでまだ問題ない。
There's go ahead and rest your feet if you need to. Shomonichi Nikkyo Omote. So we were doing that.
昔はいろいろやった。表技。
In the old days, they would do
こ
that
こで来ました。そしてこう入る。
and then got in that way.
今はどこでもこれになってしまった。
So these days, no matter where you go, pretty much people are doing that for omotewaza.
そうすると、片取りの一丁、
Then you have ikkyo from katadori, ends up that way,
片手取りの一丁、
and katate dori
正
ikkyo,
面の一丁、皆同じ。
and shomen ikkyo, all the same.
一丁はここを厳しくしない。
For ikkyo, you don't need to press hard on the wrist there.
一丁は曲げに厳しくする。
For Nikkyo, you do. You turn it,
それが区別です。
and that's the distinction between Ikkyo and Nikkyo.
一丁で、
For Ikkyo,
やったらこれはもう二丁です。
if you do that, then it's
一丁
Nikkyo.
はこれからです。
Ikkyo just takes the
一
hand.
丁で、いや、厳しくする。
Nikkyo, you really are firm right there.
それが一丁で二丁の区別です。
And that's the distinction between Ikkyo and Nikkyo.
区別が知らなかったら教えることできないよ。
If you don't know the distinctions between those two, it would be hard to teach it.
区別が大切です。
So the distinctions are important.
表技の一丁と同
There's
じ
the
で。
emote.
一挙、二挙、三挙、全部ここまで同じ。
They all start there.
一挙はここで掴む。
There you grab for Ikkyo.
二挙は掴む。
Nikkyo, you don't grab. You drop it down, cut down, use the thumb, and grab right there. And then really put a lot of key into that.
固め技に。
Then pin right there. So you cut down, use the thumb to grab, and put a lot of ki into that. Step in. So first you pin the shoulder. When you come around, you just drop the arm into there. From there, you go ahead and drop the arm into there. And then grab really firmly so that he can't take his arm away. Then over the head. It's the angle, it's not power. Right here, if you do it like this, he'll be able to turn. And again, he'll be able to turn. So don't do that, use the angle. Right there he can. But here he'll be able to turn right away. So you need to get in there faster than he can do that. You don't have time really to do that move. They'll be able to come. So you get right in, it's the angle. That's the pin. If you take it in a high place, there's strain. You take it in a high place, there's strain. If you pin all the way down to the bottom, then grab the thumb. Cut all the way down. Sorry that he's going so fast with the technique, so you want him to stay more on one technique, or he wants to cover a lot? He's going to go into Sankyo and then do a lot of other. Is it too fast for you? So remember it and then practice it later. Nikyo, you grab the wrist. For a motewaza, he would just take that away. He would, if he grabbed the elbow, he would just take it away for urawaza. So for urawaza, absolutely, you must grab the wrist. Then you pin, drop it down with the blade of your hand. You do it in a high place, or when your body movement isn't enough, it's difficult. Absolutely have to do it just like urawaza. Then right there, Nikyo, you put the Nikyo on. If you pull right there, it won't work. It won't, if you try to do different things right there, it won't work. It's really difficult. So think in terms of your hips right there. Right there, that would hurt your partner, but you wouldn't be practicing your hips. Don't do that. Just right there. If the elbow comes up, then you come from below. That's for a tall person. Or pin it right there. Or if they extend, then hook it on there. So the techniques change according to the situation. For basic, so really for basic, Just think in terms of the same form for, even for a person up there, tall person. Right from there for Nikkyo Urawaza, you don't let go. And pin. That's the basic for Nikkyo Urawaza. And it would be short if you did it with a small movement. And they would slip out if they had a short arm. So in that case, go ahead and take it off if they have a very short arm. But if someone is about your size, then you can do it. For a very small person, right from there, if they have a very short arm, it might come off, so then you could do that. But for the same size person, you do that. That's the basic. For the pin, it's you let go of the strength and use the angle. So you use the angle. Don't think in terms of going up from there. What you need to do is bring it over the head. The angle is over the head. If you put strength into it like that, he'll be able to turn. That's the angle right there. Come on over. And then go ahead and grab him the way over there. Pull. He won't be able to move. So please study the angles. Right there you decide the angle. Won't be able to move. And then do that so that the arm won't slip off. No, it's not power. So this is Sankyo Mote. There's a lot of different advanced movements from here. First he's going to do a Mote Inura. So all the Ikkyo through Yonkyo is the same up to there. There's two ways for Sankyo. Taking it from Ikkyo, the form of Ikkyo. Or twisting the four fingers like that. So we're going to do the one where you twist the four fingers. If you make a mistake with the footwork right there. What? 1, 2. Then that leg comes in. And when you take that hand, you do it so that there's no opening there. Right there, he'll be able to counter it. Right there, he'll be able to come right up. So bring it right into there. You can do it with one hand. Now really put it into the chest. As you put the atemi in, you turn to the front. Then you go to that side. And you're in front at a diagonal, pinning down. Right there, you won't be able to move. So change to the same place that you had been grabbing. And don't let that arm bend like that. The elbow needs to go over the head. Grab right there. Then bring that leg back. Right there, he won't be able to move.
正面に三行表は基本こういって内側からこう掴むんですよ。
So there are people that grab like that from the inside.
これは高いところに取ってる人はみんなそうやってる。
And when you grab at a high place, usually you end up grabbing like that.
下で取る人はこうやってる。
When you drop it down or pin it down right there, you end up grabbing like that.
4本の指を掴んでこうしていく。
Grab the four fingers and twist.
これが基本。
That's the basic.
ところが高いところで取ってるのは
But a lot of people grab at a high place and end up there.
だから親指をかけない人。
And then there are people that don't put the thumb on.
これ一番危ない。
That's the most dangerous.
親指はかけてください。
Please put the thumb on.
叩き落として、ね、
So pin it down.
ね。はい、どうぞ。二行三行の高め技の時の二行は立って二行を書きます。
So you're standing up and you put Nikyo on.
そして座って固めます。
And then you sit and you have the pin there.
遠くから見てて画面がわかる。
But he can see from far away when there's a dame.
大体ね、こうまっすぐの人。
So this is a very straight person right there. Pretty much that's not good.
丸い人に
A circular person is good right there for Nikyo.
固め技は反対。
But the pin is the exact opposite.
背中の丸い人、
Someone who bends over like that
上がってる人、
and their hips come up,
丸い。
he'll be able to just turn right there.
腰が低くて、ね、まっすぐの人は、
But the person that is straight up is okay there.
だから遠くから見てよくわかる。あ、
So he can see from way far away all the dames.
そうですよ。
Way far away.
固め技は、なるだけ体を低くして、
So for the pin, you really have to get your hips down.
僕みたいにお腹の大きい人は得します。
And especially if you're like him with large hips.
一応お腹で頭の上持ってくる。
So you take the elbow over his head.
肘が抜けるところがまあ、
If you don't, if you bend it right there, he'll be able to turn back.
一応、だから大先生が言うのにお腹を頭の上に持ってきて。
So O Sensei said to always take your center over your partner's head.
環境もない。
Sankyo is the
お
same.
腹を頭の上に持ってきて。
Always take your center over your partner's head.
肘にお腹を当てないから回られてしまう。
So if the elbow is not very close to your center, then they'll be able to
肘を上げ
turn.
るから回られてしまう。
Or if your hips come up right there, they'll be able to
背
turn.
中を丸くするから
Or if you bend over like that, they'll be able to turn.
低くして
So you need to drop down
肘にお腹を当てていけば
and bring the elbow right into the center and go over the head.
もう一回どうぞ。
One more time.
正面打ち三強裏技。
This is the Urawaza for Sankyo.
ここまでもない。
Up to there, it's the same.
逆三味から。
We start with the opposite hamni. Then as you slide in right there,
開いて叩き落とす。
open up to the side and cut down.
そして今度は右の足が出ない。外の足が出ない。
So this time the outside leg will not come forward, just right there.
ここから
From there,
こ
from there.
う上にこう上げる。
So this is extending it up.
そして下ろすときに
Then when you come down,
中の足から
you start with the inside leg.
1、2、
Do 1, 2 with the steps.
これも肘をお腹から頭の上に。
So this also, the elbow needs to go over the head.
つま先立つも柔らかい人やけど、
For a loose person, you can be up on your toes, but if someone is really,
こうなると高すぎる。
but sometimes for a tight person, you're too high up there
腰を下げる。
and your hip comes up, so go ahead and drop it down and be
柔
flat.
らかい人は
But someone who's loose right there, it's okay for them to
僕み
be
たい
up.
な人とかこう
But someone like him or someone who's tight, go ahead and drop down flat. You don't need to be up on your toes. Really drop your hips down.
はい、三強裏技。
You need to do it in order.
両手順調。1、
1,
2、
2,
3。
3,
そして、
and then pin.
遠くに行くと、ダメ。
If you're too far away, that's not good.
この膝は、ここにぐらいにこの膝を。
So that knee really needs to be over there.
にお腹が上がります。
Then the elbow will really come out of the center.
はい、どうぞ。
There's a lot of different Shomenuchi Sankyos.
基本として表裏。
But in terms of basics, there's a Mote Nora.
一強から三強ね。
Then there's one more from Ikkyo to Sankyo.
一強から。
From Ikkyo, and then go into Sankyo.
やりやすい。
That's an easy way to do it.
両方こうです。
You can do both.
それからこう反対の切磋で結局これはやっぱり三強は一強からです。
And same thing there, starts with Ikkyo and goes into Sankyo.
岩間の切磋はどうしても
For example, testing Iwama, you could do either one.
結構は両方します。
And they practice both.
今度はアップコーク。そしてこの手に掴んでもう一つ当てる。
Grab right there and put another atemi in.
そしてこう。ここまでで時間がないですから。
So just go that far because we don't have a lot of time.
いろいろやらなければならない。
We need to do a lot of different things.
そしてこの手に
So put that hand into there
回って半一を近く。
and then turn and put the Sankyo on.
これでやります。これはやります。
That leg comes in.
こうやってもごも
Right there, if you don't, then he'll be able to come in.
これでははい。
Right there, this is a mutual kill situation. So we do that.
そしてこの手に入れて
Then put that hand into that hand.
はいどうぞここまで。はいどうぞ。お願いします。
There's a lot of people that aren't moving their legs a lot.
この手がたくさんいる。
So he's really in there.
この足が出れば
If that leg comes in, that won't happen.
この足の忘れない。
So don't forget to bring that leg in.
ね。
Come right in.
今度は正面で三強を取る。
Next, we take the Sankyo from the front.
こうすると肩がいる。
Right there, you'll get hit. So we do that.
正面で三強を取る。
So we take the Sankyo from the front.
それを持つんで。そして頭も同じ。
Then it's the same.
頭も同じ。この時に
At this time,
こ
go there. Watch the footwork.
うしてこう正面で三強を取る。
So you take the Sankyo from the front. He's going to explain the footwork.
それを見てください。この時に小さくアップを。
At this time, you do a small movement in like that.
ここでは取りにくいから取りますけどね。
Right there, it'd be hard to take it.
この手はこう。
So that hand does that.
こうです。あ、なんです。
As if you're extending it up.
この人強いと危ない。
Because he's strong right there, it's dangerous. So you need to get that in right away.
だからバーンってやられない。
So then they won't just come right in and counter.
お願いします。